We are in Fairmount on Brandywine Street looking at a beautiful property that does need some love, but if you are a developer or an investor, they are selling as is on this beautiful street, and there's a person running by so you get an idea of what the neighborhood is like. I think you guys are going to love this if by chance you are the person that is interested in fixing up a property and making it your own. This is the listing agent. I am Trevor McKenzie. I'm a local Philadelphia realtor, and I would absolutely love to help you buy or sell a home like this. So, first thing to start off, I did say it needs love. The sellers are selling it as is. There are improvements that are going to be needed, but there are things like potential rooftop deck in the back. There's already HVAC. The bones on the place are great. I will be letting you know what things I think could be added to make this great for you, or if you were to sell it to someone else. And I hope you enjoy this. So to start off, we have this massive dining room with a kitchen down that way. We'll also be checking out the basement so you could see the mechanicals, but I want you to notice that there's a ton of light that will come in through those. I think that may have belonged over there initially, but you also have the light coming in up top over there. You could fix or keep that. This space, you could probably add recessed lighting or replace that chandelier right there, have your dining table right over here. Going into the kitchen, you can see they have a gas range stove set up over here, and your fridge, of course, is over there. Wraparound cabinetry, you could keep that or change that. If you wanted, maybe take the washing machines from upstairs, drop them over here if that's what you're into. And they have a compact backyard over here, so you can see that. With the gate over there so that if you need to, for whatever reason, you can take that path out. So you know, this is the Spring Garden, Fairmount area. You aren't far from the Rodin Museum or the Benjamin Franklin Parkway. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And you are also close to restaurants like Sabrina's, which if you haven't been to, I would suggest checking that place out. Their sandwiches are great. Their breakfast is great. Their chicken and waffles, people talk about that already. If you are into Vietnamese food and barbecue, they have a fantastic pulled pork banh mi. That is the gas meter, obviously water meter over here. I believe when you buy the place, you will need to label these. So I would have that conversation with your electrician. Gas powered water heater. The last update that was documented tells me that you would want to look at that, but they were cool enough to add extra filters, which is huge. The HVAC system is here, so if you wanted to do something with that, you know, at the very least, the infrastructure is available to you. And they already have the place set up as a shop. So if you like to work with your hands, you can either build onto what they have here or tear all that out, make it your own, set all that up for yourself. More of that in the back over here. This basement would be so spooky if I wasn't used to this already. But that's enough of this space. We will check out upstairs because there is more for you to see. The bedrooms may need closets. I would suggest adding closets to them. My current understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, is that for a bedroom to be a bedroom, it does need a closet. And some of these closets are tinier than you would expect in your more new construction homes, but that's because this is not a new construction home. Someone had actually reached out recently to let me know that they were tired of seeing new construction because they all look the same. I hope you're watching and I hope you enjoy this, but what I want you to see, I'm not sure if you can catch it that well through here, is that the floor seems to be bowing just a little bit, so that is something that I would suggest looking at. That is just a full disclosure thing, so you don't come here and then wonder why I deceived you. That is never the goal. But this is what I was talking about. Great space on the room. HVAC vents right there. Lots of light coming in through the 2 windows, which you don't always get with row homes, because if there are houses on both sides, you get it. And this is the full bath. And then we will step up a little bit to get to this area, and we are going to wrap around before coming back this way so that you can see the laundry room. And like I mentioned before, if you wanted to move this to the basement or maybe to where the kitchen is, you could turn this room into something else, maybe make it a greater space, possibly knock down this wall and just have a massive suite here. Well, not necessarily knock down the wall, you would need to keep the structure. I would speak to an architect and engineer about that to make sure, but it's an option for you. More windows, great lighting option there. And then we are going to go up to the 3rd floor so that you can get an idea of what the roof deck that you could make would look like. By the way, if you know what this is, I'm assuming this is like a doorbell. If that's something else, please let me know. Also, if at any point I say something wrong or there's something you'd want to update me on, please do. I am all for learning whatever you know so I can communicate that information to my clients. Literally trying to just be the best realtor that I can possibly be for y'all. And this, I would absolutely keep. That skylight is awesome. And this is your half bath. Everything you need, nothing you don't, obviously. And this is the mini split that I was talking about earlier. That's super necessary up here if there isn't any obvious vents, because heat rises, and this is a 3-story row home, so I'm sure it would cook up here otherwise. And this is your last bedroom space, which, if you check, may need a closet to count, but that is something you could very easily build into here if you are so inclined. And finally, there is a space that they have right here that kind of just leads out to the roof, but one of the neighbors gave you an example to follow with their rooftop deck. So I'm just going to pan over this way so that you could see what's possible. That could very easily be done right here, and then you would just be able to have your cookouts, drink your coffee, and look out into the rest of the Fairmount Spring Garden area. The green room is right over there. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Once again, my name is Trevor McKenzie. I'm a local Philadelphia realtor, and I would absolutely love to help you buy or sell a home like this. See y'all in the next one.